Hi. Well, it's about a minute until 10 a.m. and I wanted to make sure I got on here. Um, and I'm doing the face first, so putting it on the stand may be a little bit tricky, but we're going to do it, right? I'm Deanna Blackman from Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings, and this is my Stampin' Dee Dee's Thursday Facebook Live. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope that you will leave a comment so that I'll know that you're watching, and that really, it's not only an encouragement to me, but it helps somehow, I'm not sure how, to get the Facebook Live out there more. So leave me a comment. I know, Kay, you're so good. You're always so good when you're able to watch. You're always so good to leave a comment. Just a hi or a smiley face. You're not committing to anything if you do that. It just lets me know. So, I am, many of you know that I'm recovering from knee surgery, not replacement, praise God, but just a couple of meniscus tears, and I'm doing great. I'm just doing great. So, for those who've been praying for me, I so appreciate it. I do. And today, we're going to look at several of the Sale-A-Bration items, the free items, the items you can get free for every $50 that you order. And that's a really great deal because some of those items are worth $30. So anyway, we're going to be looking at some of those. But first, I want to tell you, let me get my notes here so I don't leave anything out. I want to tell you about the August class to go. The August class to go, the deadline is the 12th. The 12th. So you have until the 12th to RSVP for this August class to go. And the class to go is always $35. And for that $35, you usually get a stamp set and some kind of either paper or sequins or something like that. And then you get the 6 card kits, 2 each of 3 designs. So you'll make 6 cards with using your stamp set and whatever the extra thing is. So for $35, you'll get the Great Tidings stamp set, which is a wonderful stamp set. You'll get a package of the subtle shimmer sequins, which you'll use, and you'll get 6 card kits. So that's $35. Then if you want to add on the Wise Men Tidings dies, and really, you want the dies. But anyway, if you add those on, it's an additional $28, and that's the catalog price. And I pay the shipping and the tax. So an additional $28 plus you get to pick a free Sale-A-Bration item. So be sure and let me know that you want that you want to participate in the August class to go, and let me know what your free Sale-A-Bration item will be if you pick the class and the add-on. So again, the last date to RSVP is August 12th, and these will be ready by August 26th to either pick up, or if you want them mailed, it's an additional $8 for priority mail. All right, so that's the August class to go. And now Saturday week, a week from this Saturday, is our Christmas in August. And I'm so looking forward to that. I've been busy getting ready for that. It's going to be Christmas. So if you want the details, scroll down on the Stampin' Dee Dee's Doing page, and you'll see all the details. Scroll down to Christmas in August, and all the details will be there. Then August 26th, it's a Thursday night from 7 to 9, we're just going to get together with a Kit, Coke, and Cookies class. And so to participate in that, you'll need to order one of the kits from the kit collection. And I've already ordered mine and gotten it in. So you need to go on and do that so you'll have it. But pick out one of the kits. You can either pick a kit that has stamping in it or one that doesn't. I actually ordered one of the ones that doesn't this time. I really wanted to see these cards, and they look so cute. And you know, I'm going to use these for gifts. So there's lots of ways you can use these cards if you decide, or if you have too many to send out or whatever. How can you ever have too many to send out? But anyway, I'm going to use these as a gift. I hope I'm not wiggling this too much, but my arm's tired. Anyway, so you need to let me know that you're going to be here. And then on August 30th, we're going to have a Zoom and kit class. For those who can't make the kit cookies and Coke class, we'll have a Zoom session. And there's details about that on the website too. 2 more weeks. On Stampin' Thursday, we're going to have Thursday Mystery Card. And you don't want to miss that. That's a fun time. Watch on Wednesday for the clue, for Clue 1, which tells you all the products that you need to make the mystery card. And that's a lot of fun to do that. So in 2 weeks, it's the 3rd Thursday mystery card. All right. So today our focus is going to be the Sale-A-Bration items. And I'm going to put this wobbly camera up on the stand. So bear with me for just a minute. Hold on. I have to turn it around. I always have to find where to do that. There. All right. Here we go. And I'm going to unplug this and move that out of the way. Move this out of the way. And we're ready to go. Let me see. All right. One more thing. I need to make sure that you can see everything. So let me get this up on my computer. Here we are. All right. Well, we're pretty good. Pretty good. All right. The Sale-A-Bration brochure. You got this in the mail. If you're one of my customers, then you got this one in the mail. And if you didn't, you can access it online now at stampinup.com. Actually, at look, go to to deannablackman.stampinup.net. deannablackman.stampinup.net. You can view the catalog and you can order from there as well. All right. So, but now since it's gone live, I can show you the Sale-A-Bration catalog, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to look at products made with these items. So here we go. So the first one I'm going to show you is this card from the Feels Like Home stamp set, and it's, let's see, let me get to, I'm doing this one-handed, there it is. So the Feels Like Home free item is right there, and it's free with a $50 purchase, and it gives you some ideas on here, and then of course you can Google it on Pinterest and get more ideas. But this card, I used the brick and mortar embossing folder, and I just stamped it and then used a circle die or oval die to cut it out. So simple. Colored in a little bit, used the pool party ribbon and a sentiment. Now I stamped the little flower pots, which is one of the stamps on the set, and fussy cut them to put on here. But if you make your sentiment square rectangle just a little bit bigger, you could just stamp them on there. All right, so that's your Feels Like Home stamp set. All right, the next one we're going to look at is Counting Sheep. So here's the card, one of the cards that I made with the Counting Sheep set. And this Counting Sheep set, here it is in the catalog. you've got the counting sheep stamps, and then you've got the sheep dies. So for $100, for $100 order, you get these, both of these free if you pick those. So, and then there again, you get samples here of how you can use them, and they are so cute. So let me show you this one. Isn't that cute? Now this uses a technique called reverse stamping and reverse die cut. And we're going to do that on one of our, maybe one of our workshops. And I may show you on a Facebook Live as well. But it is a great way to use these dies, these sheep dies especially. So, okay, I want to make sure you can see that. So glad it's your birthday. And then inside I put happy, happy, happy. And the happy is from the Biggest Wishes stamp set in the main catalog. So that's one of the sheep cards. Here's another one. And on this one, I wanted to use a pattern paper for the sheep. And so I decided to use the beautifully pinned designer series paper that is also one of your Sale-A-Bration items. So let me see if I can get to it. I've passed it already. Beautifully pinned. All right. It's right here. The beautifully pinned designer series paper. And it's $50 with a $50 order. And it gives you some samples here. But I went ahead and front and back made up a sample of the papers. There's 3 different papers, but you get 6 different patterns, front and back, and they're black and white, and I love that because it gives you so much versatility. All right, so I wanted to use a pattern paper with these sheep, and so I used papers from the beautifully pinned designer series paper. So this is a simple card. The cloud die is one of the dies. This I bannered it. And then you have your sheep dies, and I popped this one up. And the stamps, the grass is in the stamp set. So, easy card to make. Let's see. All right. So that's the counting sheep. This time, this one, the Shaded Summer stamp set is in the annual catalog. This is the Shaded Summer stamp set. And what is offered in the Sale-A-Bration catalog, let me get to it, are the Sale-A-Bration dies, or the Summer Shadows dies. And they're free with a $100 purchase. So the dies that go with the Shaded Summer stamp set. So here's the stamp set. My mask. Here's the stamp set. Here are all of the dies that you get. So you get the dies that cut these out, as well as some additional flower and leaf dies. So a couple of cards using that. Now this one I experimented with some color combinations. So I used Flirty Flamingo, Bumblebee, and Magenta Madness. And I stamped, with the stamp set, I stamped the image on the background, and then I used the dies for the flowers. So there's that one. I used this on several. On this one, I used the stamp, one of the stamps, to create a background. And then I stamped the image again on white cardstock and cut it, and used the die to cut it out and put it over the background. Simple. And then I used the dies from Color and Contour to do the scalloped edge and to do the sentiment piece. Simple, simple, simple. Then this one, I stamped the background, and then you probably can't tell it on the camera, but I stamped again on vellum and used the die to cut the vellum and laid it over the stamped image. So just another way to do it. Okay, that's all from the shaded Summer Shadows dies. All right, and then this card uses the bedazzling paper. The bedazzling paper, which also is, let's see, right here. The bedazzling 6x6 specialty paper. And let's see, you get 8 sheets. So you get 8 sheets of this. You can do an awful lot with 8 sheets. And it gives you some samples. I used it to create this border, this frame, and I used the Shining Stars punch to cut the stars out of the bedazzling and created this particular card. And then the inside, I need to put something there because I got some ink on it. I just stamped the bunny. The bunny and the deer are from the Peaceful Deer, I think that's the name of it, in the main catalog. And in the, oh wait, this is another one. This card is using the printed paper. So that's the paper, and this is actually the paper too. I just die cut one of the flowers out and added a little bit of color and a little bit of gold to it. Simple card. All right. Then the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper. Let me get that out. Hold on. I keep relocating these in my, okay. The Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper coordinates with the Peaceful Deer bundle. And the Peaceful Deer bundle is right here. Here's the Peaceful Deer. And this is in your mini catalog, the Peaceful Deer stamp set, and the Peaceful Deer punch. But what's in the Sale-A-Bration catalog is the paper that coordinates with it. And what's so cool, here's the paper, is that the punch also punches out this deer. So this is one side of that paper. This is the other side of that paper. And look how many deer you can cut out. And again, punch out. Again, the punch automatically punches out these, but there's a method to get it to punch these out as well, the reverse. So we'll be talking about that in an upcoming Facebook Live. So that's the card. Here is the card using that. And that's the one that we're going to make today. So, a very simple thank you card. I send out lots of thank you cards. I don't know about you, but anytime somebody does something for me, my neighbor cut me a rose off of her rose bush. She knows that I love that rose bush. That those peach-colored roses smell wonderful, and every time I'm out there, I go smell one of her roses, and she knows that I love those. And so she cut me a rose and brought it over, and It was wonderful. I sent her a thank you card. So anyway, this is the thank you card that we're going to do today. So I see Kay watching. Hi, Kay. And I see Sheila watching. I'm so glad y'all are here. And I know there are others watching too. So, all right, let's get busy. This is an easy card to make. And it uses the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, as well as the punch from the Peaceful, and I never can get the names right, from the Peaceful Deer bundle. So what we need is I always get stuff on my white. Do y'all have a problem with that? I always get stuff on my white paper. So we use the card base that is 11 by 4.5 by 4.25. This size always gets me, but I love using it. 11 by 4.25, scored at 5.5. So we're going to use that. We're going to use this piece of Designer Series paper from that bundle, and it is, I thought I had written it down, 2.25 by 5.5. So this one is 2.25 by 5.5. I cut a piece of black with the color and contour dies, and then I have a scrap from that paper, from the other side of that paper, so I can punch my deer out. And then from one of the gold ephemera, I can't think of the name of it, one of the gold ephemera packs, I'm using this little sprig of gold. And then we'll be using the gold genial gems. We'll be using the gold ones. All right, so as you can see, it's a very simple card to make, and I'm going to get busy and try to stay within the view of the camera. I sort of zoomed it in so that you could see everything, but that gives me a much smaller workspace, and of course I can't get my glue to come out. All right, we're going to glue this down. We also have the ribbon, and this is the red copper or red gold edged, I think it's cherry cobbler gold edged ribbon. So I'm going to put this down in the middle of the card, and I see that it's just a tiny bit longer. Let me hold it up so I can get it even. That's why I use the multi-purpose liquid glue, so that I can make sure I get it straight, especially when I'm doing a Facebook Live, because I'm not over it like I normally am. So I'm just going to trim the bottom off here. Okay. All right, get that down good. Then we're going to use dimensionals on the back of the color and contour piece. So I'll go on and put those on. Oops. This is a new sheet of dimensionals, so it's hard at first to get them up. So I just put one on each corner and one in the middle of the strip. Okay, put that on. I'll go on and take them off while I'm doing it. And one here, and one here. All right. So now we're going to put this down. Hopefully I've centered it. Pretty good. All right, we're going to put that down. Now, we're going to take our paper and our punch and position it in there. There we go. So that's our paper from the Peaceful Prince. And I'm going to use dimensionals on that as well. And put it right up here in the corner. Move it down a little bit. You don't want it sticking out over the top of your card. Move it down a little more, because I've got that little gold sprig and I want to have plenty of room for it. Alright, so then my gold sprig, I'm actually going to cut it off at the bottom. Put just the tiniest bit of glue. It doesn't need much. Stick it down under the deer. Make sure it's not overlapping, which it is right now. Okay. Still overlapping a little bit, so I'm going to push it down a little bit more. There we go. Put it there. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue right here so that I can move it over, and so that it'll stay moved over. Alright, there we go. Okay, and then I'm not going to do it right here, but I'm going to use the thanks. Let me get it. From the Biggest Wish set. I'm going to use the script thanks. And this is the set that I did the thanks on that one card. It's a great set to have. You can combine these. It's a great set. So I'll put the thanks here and emboss it with gold embossing powder. Well, maybe I can go ahead and do that. You know, I should have, and if you do this card, do your thanks before you put it down. Be sure and do your thanks before you put it down. Because I was thinking I wasn't going to do that I'd do something else later. But let's do it. Let's do it. Put my thanks here. Get my embossing buddy first, my embossing buddy. You always want to do this so you don't get stray embossing powder on your, because it'll show up just like your title does. Use my Versamark for my thanks. Now, I'm probably going to have to adjust this a little bit because I didn't put it on before I popped it up. So probably it's not all going to come off because it's not an even surface. Oh, it did. But I will show you that I have this embossing pen, Emboss Writer, and it is embossing ink on both sides. And I think I did the same thing on this one. You can correct your mistakes with this Emboss Writer. I use it a lot because I mess up a lot. All right, then our gold embossing powder. I'm just going to sprinkle it over it. Yep, that got it. And now I'm going to have to turn away for just a minute because I didn't plug my heat gun in over here. It'll only take a second. I'm just going to get this part done and be right back. Almost done. Doesn't take long. Done. Done, done, done. There's my thanks. And now I'm going to tie my ribbon in a bow. This ribbon's a little bit harder to tie in a bow, and I didn't leave myself enough tail. So I'm going to do it again. Leave myself a little more of a tail. Hopefully I have enough tail on the other side too. Well, maybe not. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just going to go with a smaller bow this time. You know, you just have to make do. So if I weren't doing this on a Facebook Live, I would probably redo it again. But you know what? We're going to make this work. All right. So I'm just going to trim this. And I'm going to trim this one really close. This one wants to fray. This one wants to fray. All right. It's trying to fray again. All right. And I'll use a glue dot to get that on. Down here, and you can always add an additional glue dot if you need it. And then my gems, I'm going to use the Genial Gems. They come in this, it's like the soft succulent, or yeah, it's like the soft succulent color, and then there's a gold color. So I'm going to use my take a pick tool, because it makes it so easy, and put a few of these. I'll do 3 of them. An odd number in the shape of a triangle, just for pleasantness. All right. So there, now I have another thank you card. Now I think on the inside, I didn't do anything yet. I'll probably stamp a deer sitting down here in the corner. All right. So that's it. That's our thanks card using the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, available free on the Sale-A-Bration with a $50 order. So I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into some of the things that you can do with the products that are available free and through the end of September. So from August 3rd through the end of September. So you have a couple of months to do this, and most of them are Christmas items. There were some, there were a couple of fall things, that one in particular, Pretty Pumpkins or something like that, that I'm going to, no, that's, never mind. That's in the catalog. There's a, there's a penguin paper that goes with the penguin set in the catalog. Let me see. In the mini catalog sheet, there's also this penguin paper, Penguin Playmates, that coordinates with the penguin set that you can order, the penguin bundle that you can order from the mini catalog. So, all right, it looks like these are, am I not showing these things? Did I move my, no, all right. Anyway, okay, thank y'all for being here, for participating, for commenting, and if you're watching the replay, I hope you enjoy it, and please comment or do a thumbs up. You can also get this on YouTube in a couple hours. I'll put it on YouTube. All right. Have a great, blessed day. Thank you for being here.